have. I started this a couple weeks ago and just haven't picked it up again. Now, I really wanted this to be positioned the other way, but it wouldn't allow me. I don't know why. I don't know why. It said go to advanced settings, and by then it was too late. So here we are. We've got this long, skinny orientation, which was not what I intended, but it's okay. It'll work, right? It'll work. All right, when you get here, please say hello. Let me know that you're here. I really hate that orientation, you guys, but it wouldn't let me flip it. Let me just see. Maybe I can just scoot you down a little, get you closer to the table at least. Oh, good gravy. Hey, Mary, how are you? Hey, Jenny. Welcome, welcome, ladies. Do you remember this little guy? I meant to work on this a couple of weeks ago and I haven't had time. So I thought today it would be fun. I wanted this Friday at 11 a.m. I've been doing the daily Junkie Junk Journal, and I had done 13 sessions with that. First two were how to make the book, and then since then it's been adding entries. And I thought, let's switch it up. You know, let's just switch it up so it doesn't get mundane. You know, something interesting and new to watch. So that's what I'm doing here. Do me a favor, if you're here. Hey, Lori, welcome, welcome. Do me a favor and please hit that like button. Hit the like button. Okay, here's what I got. Here's the book cover. I cut, do you know, these books are really, they have a very, very narrow spine. So I cut the spine and I used a piece of chipboard to make it a 1-inch spine so I could do more pages, okay? Then I taped them together with this tape. I have to tell you, I'm not thrilled with this tape. It's been a couple of weeks. I had to just reinforce this. It started to peel back, so I didn't like that about it. But it's okay because we're going to be covering it with fabric and washi tape. I'm going to actually do more decorative to this. I don't like this here. It's not cute at all. This book is supposedly something you can use with a Me reader, and here's the instructions. I don't like that. I don't like the back with the other options. So I'm going to cover this. I'm going to cover this. This is part of the story, so I'm going to leave that. I have all the original pages to the book in the first signature, so you actually could, if you wanted to use this book with like a grandchild or something, you could actually read the story as you're doodling or letting them draw or, you know, whatever they want to do on the pages. They can still see all the illustrations and read the book. So there's that. That's what I wanted to do. I can't separate these pages of the actual book between signatures because the story would get out of order. So I wanted to keep it all in the first signature, and then the second signature, lots of decorative pages. We're going to do some things to prepare them to put in here. So maybe we'll work with the pages first. Let's do that first, because let's just take one signature at a time. If I start flipping through, there are a couple of pages that have white, and you know I'm not a fan. This I want to sew. I just wanted to have something like something unusual, decorative element. I'm going to sew that, and this is double-sided cardstock, so that'll look cute. And then that I'm going to sew, and then see here, this page is decorative scrapbook paper, but it's only one-sided, so I want to do something on that side. So I am just taking note. Is it just two? No, and then there's this one, double-sided. So cute, right? But I don't like plain, so we're gonna have to do something with that. Okay, that's it. That's what we got to work on. What did I do here? Oh, I made that a cute little fold. How clever. Okay, so let's actually start. I don't want to lose my place. This is a simple sew, so let's just, I could glue it, but I think it would look really cute sewn with some fabric in there. Hey, Gia, good morning, good morning. You're starting a book this afternoon? Get it, girl. Mary's taking a break from yard work. Awesome. Ruth is here. Hey, Ruth. Welcome, friend. Okay, let me grab Gracie, or excuse me, Babsy, my little sewing machine. And I haven't used her in a while. She's going to be really close to your eyes. Good gravy. Because I moved you guys. All right, I got to get her plug in, which I have zip tied to my desk here. I zip tied my most used plugs, and she's one of them, so that I can easily plug that in. And we're just going to do a quick stitch here. Nothing fancy. We're just going to do a quick stitch. It's going to be a little interesting to try to see this It's at an angle, not a straight line, it's at an angle. I think I gotta go this way. Maybe I would be better off starting from here. I'm going to use the edge of the paper and a point on the presser foot to just keep those two things in line so that I get a straight line, or we'll say semi straight line would be nice. Let me get a little presser foot here. And I do just want a straight line. So I'm going to make sure I'm on one. I'm actually going to go on two because it's a little further separated. Let's just see. I hope this doesn't give me any trouble. Something seems off with the tension of the thread. But let's just see if we can make it work. I'm going to go one more. I'm going to lift the presser foot and turn this. Now this is going to be challenging because I got to get all this paper through the tiny space that we have here. I can see that my first few stitches didn't work. So let's just see what we got. Let's pull this out of here. Cut this. I like raggedy edges, so I'm going to leave that. But look what happened here. My first few stitches didn't work. Oh, Lord. I can stitch it again, or I could do something decorative there. Like, what if we put a piece of washi tape or something else there? I'm going to pull the thread through the back. So this thread that's on this side of the paper, I'm going to pull it through. If you pull on this just a little bit, it's going to pull one stitch out, but then your thread will come out enough where you can pull it through. And I'm going to tie that in a knot on this side to make sure it doesn't come undone. I don't always do that, but I thought that would be a neat way to get that tied off. I'm going to do 3. And then I like raggedy, so I'm not going to cut this off completely. I'm just going to cut part of it off so it's not so long. My tension is definitely a little bit off, but that's okay. I'm going to let that hang out the top. I like that. And then here, what do you think I should do? Should we put a sticker? Should we put washi tape? I could put a paper clip there. I mean, there's just so many things I could do, right? Let me see if I have a little colorful paper clip. I'm looking for something bold. Like this isn't sewn on the inside there. I got all those holes that I mistakenly put in. Like an upside down heart. It's kind of cute. I'm leaving it like that. No need to get all fussy about all this stuff. I'm gonna move Babsy aside for a minute. Scooch over, girl. All right, that was pretty easy. Adds just a little fun detail into the book. Just unusual, right? Okay, here we go. Finding the next white paper. Here's the next white page. I don't want to lose my spot in the book. So I'm going to scoot that over. And then this, I don't want this to just be white. I just think that's awful looking. Move you up a little, girls. You're taking a break from your real job, girl. Good for you. Lori, what do you do? Where do you work? What are you taking a break from? I'd love to know. We would love to know. Okay, we have, this is just like a little fold detail. We could simply come in and decoupage some papers on there. I got this. Look at how cute that is. It's not quite long enough, but that would be so cute, that little scene. I just got this magazine from the school that I went to graduate school from. They send you a little magazine, and I haven't even read it yet. But sometimes they have like really great graphics. Look at how cute that is, the girl reading with her little aloe plant and her tea or cocoa there. Anyway, I have that sitting there. All right, let's instead, I'm going to grab some bits of paper. And let's see about just making something decorative here. I think that's what I'm going to do. This is a piece of painted paper, and I could just start gluing these down to making something pretty and decorative here. just so it's not so plain white, right? It'll be a little crunchy. It'll have some texture. It'll have some sound to it because of the type of papers. This is, like I said, I think this is painted parchment paper. It has like it has the pointed edge here, the perforation where I tore it off of the roll. I don't know if you can see that. That's kind of cool. I love that it's imperfect. I've just got scraps of paper here. We're going to see if we can make something cutesy out of all this. That's not quite big enough to fill in that spot, unfortunately. But I've got all those painted papers still sitting here from that project the other day. This one almost fits, but not quite, so I don't want to go with that. I've got more blue painted book page. Kind of matches, right? I'm going to go with this. I'm going to put this here and then we'll fill in the blanks. I'm going to check comments. You like the paperclip idea? Thanks, Jenny. Try to make things super simple, right? Like there's no need to complicate things. I think let's keep it really simple and really enjoy the process. When it comes to like, when I get into my creative space and I want to just chill out and create, I really don't want to be held to a set of standards that I can't, that are not enjoyable to keep up with. I don't want to be a perfectionist in this world. I want to just relax and enjoy the time I have with my craft goodies, all my supplies and stuff. So I really take that and try to run with it. That's kind of a pretty color. Oh my gosh, it fits just perfectly right there. It fits really good right there. I'm going to put it there. So I try not to overthink. Try to use up what I have because I get a ton of joy from like using up scraps of things. And I feel really good about that when I'm able to use up scraps. We're just collaging right now. Okay, I have this painted paper. It's decorative double-sided. I used it. I don't like the color with what we got going on here at all, so I'm not going to use that. I have this little basket that I had pulled out for those clusters the other day. I just want to go through it and see if there's anything in here. What would it look like if we just put coffee-stained resume paper? Not bad. I don't mind it. I think I'm going to put that on there and then cut it. So since I'm going to put the glue here, stick it down and then cut the parts that aren't glued. This is stuck up a little bit. I love that crunchiness of this paper. I'm going to go, actually, I might like that torn edge to be seen in the book. I don't usually do straight edges, but I think it's going to be okay. I think it's all going to be okay. We're just trying to cover it. You know what? I think I will have better success tearing this if I use a ruler. Because I'll like the look of that better. It's easier to do this if you think of it, if you can think ahead enough. It's easier to like do something with these white undone sides before you sew them into your book. It's just easier for you if you do that. Now, that would make a lot of sense to put this up here. This little piece wants to curl. It's not funny. So I may just leave it and let it be what it wants to be, which is curled up. So I'm going to glue this down here. And not cover up that curl. That just kind of wants to exist right there. I don't know why, but it does. I have this little leftover piece. I could stick there. It fits perfectly. That's what we're going to do. What's everybody up to this weekend? Gannon's trying to make plans, you guys, with a friend, a girl he's trying to get to know. She's not his girlfriend. They don't even know each other that well, but he's trying to make plans with this girl. I'm excited for him because this will be the first real time he connects with someone like that. I'm going to cut that right there. I don't want it, like I said, I don't want it to cover the curl. I'm going to cut it right at that edge. One little spot right there, and then I don't know if I'm going to do anything with that. Let's just see for a minute. Oh, my fingers are really sticky now. I got glue all over them. You work in financial services, Lori, so that's probably a quiet day, right? Like office kind of environment. Hey, Gwendolyn, how are you, Gwen? It's good to see you here. Joyce, hello, hello. Today I'm doing okay right now, so that's good, right? Mornings are much better for me. The afternoons are really tough. Afternoons and evenings are really tough for me. Mornings I tend to be okay. Like, you know, the first things that I do in the morning, I have the energy for, and then in the afternoon it's like, I don't know if I can make dinner, boys. I don't feel great. So I feel pretty good right now. I haven't done this in a long time, but I did give myself a major kink in my neck last night when I was sleeping. Did you ever do that? Like go to sleep and wake up with like what did I do to myself? I have no idea. How did I do that? I don't know, but I have a kink in my neck. Something fierce. It's always something, right? It's like, can I please just go one day unscathed? Please. Okay, that is super cute. I like it. This is wanting to pop up, so let's get a little extra glue on there. And now here, do I want to do something with that? Nope, not that. No, I don't think, if I'm going to cover it, I wouldn't mind having one continuous piece. This is a piece of wrapping paper from a gift. I could fit that on there. That could be interesting. This looks crooked to me. It very well could be. You know me, girls. You know me. Could be crooked in my world. Anybody creating this weekend? I would love to know what you're up to, what you're making, what you're working on. So let's see, what's going to happen this weekend? I thought I had something written down on our calendar for tomorrow. I can't think of it right now. Gannon's working tomorrow. He starts his job at the resort tomorrow. You know, he doesn't work in the winter at the resort. They really need him during their summer months, which are the busiest months. So he's not working, he doesn't work in the winter. Look at this, definitely is crooked. Do you see that? Let's see if I can fix it. If I go like this. This is a straight edge. So if I line up my ruler, straight edge of my ruler to the straight edge of the paper, I should have a straight line going. And then I can fix, because this is definitely wonky. The buffalo plaid paper is definitely wonky. So I'm going to go like that and then tear up both of them. The buffalo plaid didn't come up. It said, no, thank you, ma'am. I'm staying where I originally was. Isn't that funny? All right, I'm going to have to cut that a little bit off. It's really hard to pull on such a thin little piece of paper. It is really hard to do it. You're better off doing this. See that tiny thin piece of paper I want to get off there? You're better off doing it this way, holding real strongly and tearing. And still a little bit of it stayed. Kind of hard to get your scissor in there. All right, there we go. This is definitely wonky right here. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna reshape this because this is really wonky. What if I did some sort of, I'm thinking, girls, I don't have any wavy cutters. Like, let me see if I have any. Do you guys have those scissors that are wavy? I think I got rid of all of mine. Honestly, I think I did. I might have one or two. I have pinking shears, but you know what I'm talking about? The ones that are like colorful, that like they give them to like kindergartners. These, I have one pair. It might be cute to just do a cut with that. What would that look like? I find these scissors really difficult to work with. That's why I think I gave them all away. Like, I don't think they're really easy to cut with. Like, they're not really good quality. But they can make for some interesting look to your pages. I think we'll purposefully chomp that. And we could purposefully chomp. I have the grids of the grid of the buffalo plaid that I can use, or just line my scissor up to the straight edge here. But I really do not like using these scissors. I think they're really difficult to work with. Ugh. Anybody else feel that way? Okay, now I'm going to cut this. And then here, I'm going to clean this one up. Hold on, Gracie. Yeah, that's all right. That can stay like that. Maybe I will cut this edge too. Now that I've got two of the edges cut, let's just do. We'll make it funky all the way around. Yeah, I don't love them. I don't love working with them. I wish they made these in regular, like regular scissors, not these cheap plastic ones. I wish they were like regular metal scissors. I have this little spot right here I'm not loving. What happens if I take, no, I don't like it. I think I'm going to put a piece of tape there. I don't think I have a piece of paper that I like. I'm going to look at my washi tape, girls. Hang tight. I have so much washi tape, you know, there should be something I don't mind using. This one has the days of the week. That could be cute along there. Love the life you live. Live the life you love. I could put that on there just as like a little banner, right? Cute. Let's do it. This folds here. All right, that's much better. Just decorative. We're just making it decorative. It's fun. It's unexpected. You're going to be looking at this and saying, what is this? What does this say here now? And then you can turn it up to see. I'm going to cut this off. This has a little notch cut out of it right here. Okay, let's see what this looks like in the book. Here's our signature. Here's where this came from. Now, get back in there, girly. Oh, actually, that really matches that polka dot paper really well, so that's nice. And that color is kind of in this photo as well, or this graphic. It matches this paper really well. So that's kind of coordinated. This page has nothing on the back, so we got to do something with that. You know what? Sometimes it's okay to have a blank page too, I suppose. If I'm going to sell this book, the person who gets it may want to have some blank paper to just do their own thing. Let's move this up a little. What should I do here? Should I do something to it or should I leave it plain? You guys tell me in the comments what you think. I have a set that my hubby got me and I never use them for the same reason. Yeah, these are just, I haven't met a pair that I actually like to use. I love the effect, but I find them very difficult and flimsy. So I feel the same way. Yeah, the ones made for kids are hard. Have you ever seen, like, I know at some point I had a ruler that had a wave cut on one side and a different shape on the other, but I got rid of it because I didn't use it that often. And I've seen the cutters with the blades where the blades have a wave or a jagged edge or something. Do you know of any other ways of cutting your paper easily? I'm not like talking put it in the Cricut, or I'm just saying quick tools for cutting. Joyce is recuperating from a fierce stomach virus, ended up in the ER. Oh no, Joyce, I'm sorry. She said I end up in the ER after our trip to Mexico, but you're doing much better. Oh man. Oh Lord, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm debating on this page whether to do something to it or leave it plain. Let's see, let me look in my basket to see if this is just, there's not many scraps left here. I think this is a tea. I had a cup of tea the other day, refreshing mint tea, and I saved this because I thought this would be really cute to attach somewhere in a book. So I kept that because that's what we junk journalers do. I don't know. I could paint this page. I could gesso it. We could just do a messy gesso. You could use your inks, like your Distress inks, and stencil something on it. Let's do that. That's quick and easy, right? I'm going to put everything else aside. I'm going to get that book that I'm using, you know, just for my gluing and stuff, so I have a place to work and not get it on my table. And then let's grab a stencil. And what color do I want to go with? Something bright. I have that I hardly ever use. I have a few bright. Most of the time I use like the plain brown and all that, but I do have a few bright ones that would match well. And we could do these too. I don't think I have one of these started for that yellow, do I? It could be this one right here. Yep. All right, so let's see. Now to get a stencil that might be interesting. My stencil box. This one's kind of neat. I want it to be modern. I don't want it to be vintagey, like French script. Let's do something modern and interesting. Oh, I have some bigger ones over here that I bought a long time ago. Polka dots, herringbone, a bumblebee vibe. It would be nice actually to find one that I can put over the whole thing and not have to move it again. These are not very whimsical though, these big ones. They are a good pattern, but they're not very whimsical. That's the only thing about them. I'm looking through to see if there's a design that might... Oh, I like this one. This one's interesting. All right, let's just grab a few. Let's just grab a few and see what we get. Don't overthink it. Okay, here we go. Here's the page. If I stick this down, that actually covers a big portion of it. I don't know how juicy this is. I haven't used it in a long time. Oh, plenty. Plenty of juice. I don't even need it to be like perfect and full on. Just something, so it's not just a blank white piece of paper staring at you. I may do this really wonky and then add some of the blue in there too. Like I have some white spots and I might just put the blue. It matches the paper on the other side. Let's do some yellow. And then where there's white spots, I'll add some, I think I'm gonna add some blue. Again, I have no idea which one. This kind of looks like the right one. I'm not that organized, girls. I don't mark them. I don't attach them to each other like I know I see some creatives do, and I think, wow, that's really smart. But I don't do it. Mama don't have the energy for that. As Gannon says, Mama don't play. All right, anywhere where there's a bit of white, I'm just going to come in with the blue, and we're just going to do a mixture of the blue and the yellow. I'm dying to peel it back and see what it looks like. Do you feel the same way? I usually peek while I'm working. I usually peek to see, well, how is this looking? How is it coming along? But I haven't peeked yet. Let's do a peek. I think I need some more. Oh, cool. Psychedelic. Let's just put this down. Same thing. I'm going to keep going. I'll just leave some room for some yellow here. Could I have them on 2 different fingers? That would be really efficient. It's cool looking. I like it. It's different, that's for sure. What do you think? Right? So simple. I didn't have to do much. You have this stuff on hand already. I'm sure you do, ladies. Like a stencil and some inks. I'm sure you have this stuff on hand. So that you don't have to buy more paper. You're just going to decorate the opposite side with something so that when someone gets this book, they're not starting from a blank white page. They can still cover it up if they want to. They can gesso over it. They can glue some paper over it. They can put a picture on it, like if they're using it as a somewhat of a scrapbook. Whoops. Oh, I did not mean for it to slide. Where's the spot? Where is it? I think it was right there. The nice thing about using the Distress inks this way instead of paint is that there's no dry time virtually. It just, once it's on there, it pretty much stays on there. Oh, I think I have to sneeze. I don't mean to, but if I get a sneeze and it's in your ear, sorry about that. Because both of my hands are occupied right now. Busy with other stuff. All right, one more little section right here. And then this signature will basically be done. I won't need to do anything else to it, I don't think. Oh, I put that in the wrong one. I put it in the blue. I meant to get the yellow. Anybody watching any good movies this weekend? I've been watching a lot of TV. I don't usually watch a lot of TV, but I have been just because I have to sit a lot. So I've been doodling while I'm sitting watching a show. So if anybody has any movie or short series suggestions. I don't like getting caught up in a series that's like years and years long because it takes forever to watch those. All right, I'm good with that. I'm good with that being the center of the signature. Now let's take a look at the other one. This one is all just, there's no book pages here. It's all decorative scrap paper. Some of them are double-sided, so that makes it really easy. I don't have to do anything to them. This one, I did another one of those folds, and it's all white. Here, another fold. Oh, and I do want to cover that up, right? I don't want to leave that there. Or I could actually make this a little pocket. That would be cute if I glued it down. And then it could be a little tuck spot. All right, so let's take this out of here and see. Maybe I'll do the same thing. I'll do some stenciling on here. trying to figure like the way that I can get the most use out of the stencil, the most coverage. You know what I'm saying? Go this way. Let's go this way, like that. All right, I need my daubers back. I put them away, thinking I was done. Ooh, you ain't done, girl. That's one, two. I'll use the same 2 colors. Again, when I do that, it feels like it's real cohesive, right? If I keep using the same colors over and over again. Is this the color I just used? That is definitely not it. I don't think that was it, is it? I hope you're back on track for good recovery. It must be it. No other one in there. Okay, we're gonna go yellow anyway with the beehive shape. Whoops. You guys, I just ordered some chairs this morning for my deck. I've been wanting to do this for years and I just have not invested in them. We have a dining room set, like a, you know, just a patio set we bought. I'm not kidding you, probably 15 years ago we bought it and it has lasted this long. It's kind of beat up, you know, but it's fine. We don't eat outside a whole lot. Most of the time it gets used by my husband on Sundays. He goes outside on the deck to make his calls to all the guys to let them know where they need to report to for the week for work, like whether or not they're traveling, if they're, oh my gosh, I love that. That's really cute. But I've wanted to have more comfortable chairs on my outside deck for a long time, and I just have not invested in them. I just, every year I'm like, I don't want to spend the money. So I don't. So I found a few on sale and I'm like, yep, I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it because my family is coming here this summer. So I thought, we're going to need to have more seating and I want to enjoy it all summer. I don't want to buy it right before they come. And then what happens is they're coming the end of July. That's almost the end of summer. If I'm going to buy chairs for when they come so that they have a place to sit, I'm not going to wait until July. I'm going to order them now so we can use them all summer. So I told my husband I'm ordering chairs. He's like, oh boy. I don't know, do your husbands react that way? He's like, oh, good gravy. I'm like, what? I've been wanting to do this for years. Don't give me trouble about it. That's funny. Funny to me. Men and women, we're so different, aren't we? Okay, I'm going to glue here, here, and here and leave that open. So just the lower part of this and then across here is what's going to get glued. Whoops. And then we'll have a little tuck spot, decorative tuck spot. That'll be cute. Fiskars brand decorative scissors are good. Are they plasticky like those ones? Those cheapy kids ones? Are they the same plastic material? Even these, part of the problem with these too for me is I think they're made for kids' hands. So an adult hand, additionally, it just doesn't fit real well. All right, this one was here. So let's see, I think I'm gonna really like that. Right, how cute is that? I actually was gifted some new punches. So let's corner punch this. I think that would be kind of cute. Although I will say, it's not exactly, you know, you have to really exert some serious pressure to get those. How cute. You'll see that little cutout right there. I like it. I'm gonna keep that out because I may add some more decorative edges. Like this plain paper, I think decorative edges would be really cute on there. I'm gonna look at the other ones that I have. What do they look like? This one's just rounded edges. Choose this one. Yeah, see this one, you have to use your muscles, girls. I'm using muscles I didn't think I ever had. I gave Gannon, I have a jar of old gel medium that I cannot get open for anything. I think it just is glued shut. So I gave it to Gannon this morning. I'm like, can you open this for me? He couldn't open it. I was like, dang, I'm gonna have to get one of the other guys to do it. All right, here we have another white. Is this our last white one to deal with? It is. So we have this that's white. And actually there's something glued down right there. Okay, on this one, you know what I'm gonna do? I think I am gonna layer paper here so it looks a little bit different than the other ones that have been stenciled. Just variety, we're looking for variety here. Full some variety. I'm gonna look for plain paper, but I want it to be, well, do I want plain paper or do I wanna do something interesting like that? I have plenty of papers. That's not the issue. Well, this is the same exact height. So I could put that in there. That could be a tuck spot, actually. All right, we'll make that a tuck spot last. It's like sparkly. It's so pretty. And it's cardstock. It's thick and heavy. So we'll make that a tuck spot. This has the same color as on those roses. It's super grunge. Can I make this work? I don't think so. I don't think so. No. All right, hold on, girls. I'm gonna go into my scrap papers and see if I have a big chunk of pretty paper. The tear rollers I mentioned are a very good quality, thick acrylic, and tear easily, especially if you wet the edge of the paper before tearing it. What's a fisketeer? She said, I used to be a fisketeer earlier or years ago. What does that mean? I've never even heard that. We Are Makers. We Are Memory Makers has a set of tear rulers that work great. I might have to get those. I bought a decal edge paper cutter. Lori, your decal edge paper cutter, is it like this? Is it like this and it has a wavy edge? Can you answer me on that? Because I saw somebody using something like that the other day, and honestly, I didn't even know that that existed. I was surprised. I was like, wow, I didn't know you could buy a paper cutter that had that. I'm looking at my papers, so just give me a second, ladies. I'm trying to find, what do I want to use? I need something thin. These are cardstock, so that's not a paper. I need something really thin. Here's some tissue paper and napkins that have been painted. If I can find a piece big enough, look at that. Ooh, that's really thin. So I could decoupage that on there easily. Oh my gosh, is that pretty? Eek. Oh, I love it. It doesn't fit the whole area though. Oh man, alive, I love it. This is tissue paper that I put on my big 9x12 jelly plate. Oh, this fits. Girls, this one, especially because I'm going to have a tuck spot here. This one fits. I am going to cut this down. Here, I don't want this part right here. So I'm going to start here and give myself a straight edge here with a ruler. Let's start with that. If I can, if it'll let me. Because I want a straight edge to line up on the page with. What's going to be straight? I need to use my... This edge isn't straight, so there's the challenge. But if I line up my ruler, even though my paper's not straight, if I line up my ruler with the the lines on my table, then I know I'll have a complete straight right angle, right? I have too much stuff in the way. I'm going to move this down a little bit. So all this junk is in my way. Oh, tissue paper's kind of, oh, it's not wanting to pull real easily where I painted it. I don't need it to be perfect, but I kind of would like to have a straight edge that I can put on the bottom of this to line it up better. Like that. Oh my gosh, it's pretty. And then it needs to get cut like right there. It's the same thing I'm going to do on this side. Put this down. It's not quite straight, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to lay the paper down, and then I'm going to get the edge of the ruler on the table lined up with one of those straight edges. And, oh, it pulled out. So I have too much stuff on my freaking table, girls. Annoys me to no end. I need a bigger space to work. Where's my fold line? Right there, right at the 12. Oh, I ripped my paper. I'll leave it to me. Right there. Well, that was a nice cut so far. Now that's where I tore it. Oh my gosh, this is such a pretty green. How unusual. Yes, this is what we're doing. Yep. I'm going to glue that down. I don't really want to use a wet glue because it just is going to take forever to dry. So I'll use my glue stick again. Lori has the paper cutter that Ruth just mentioned. Yes, Tim Holtz has a guillotine type paper cutter that has a deckled edge. But Ruth, is that just them one edge, right? Like it's not like it has 3 different blades for different shapes. Do you know what I'm saying by that? Do you know what I mean by that? Oh, I left this with the cover off and now that it got dry on me. Very smart, Gracie. I hear my dad in my head. You did it to yourself, Gracie. You did it to yourself. I'm going to do half of it. And then I'll come back and do the other half. Ay. I have to go off of this edge up here. No, don't stick yet. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Ooh, it's so pretty. It's very interesting texture to it. It's like a sparkly, you can see it. It's a sparkly tissue paper for gift wrap. And I put it on my my jelly plate when I was playing with my jelly plate and some stencils one day. So that's the result. And I love the crunchiness of it, the texture of that paper. That tissue paper gets a little bit more solid because of the paint on it. I'm going to get that little piece off there. Oh, darn it. I went all the way to the end, and that's supposed to be where I'm going to be putting my little tuck spot. Maybe I'll just glue this down while it's wet and have a smaller tuck spot. Meaning it won't be as deep, right? It won't be as deep. So I'll do that. And then we'll get a little bit of glue on the edges. I'm kind of like getting ahead of myself here, Gracie. Because I still have to cut down the tissue paper. There'll be a little tuck spot there. I can't do much with it yet because everything's needs to dry. Oh, it feels very wet. It just feels very floppy and wet right now. You know, it's not very crisp. Oh, that is interesting to say the least. I'm not sure that I love this right here, so I might just take that off. I think I'm going to take it off. I'm just not feeling it anymore. Now that I have this beautiful paper, I don't want to cover it up with that. I don't think that that is what I want. I am going to tear you out. Much better. Okay. And this gets embedded into here, which is also part of this. That was the middle of my, was it like this? No, because I would not have put 2 half pages together. How did I have this, girls? Let's see if we like it like that. Very unusual, very different. I really do like these two together because of the greens. Is that the end? That is the end right there. I'm not sure about these two. I think I'm going to switch them. No, I know. I think the cover should be more of a full page instead of a partial page. And then this one's like partial. It's not as, you see, that's not as tall. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. Oh, so exciting. Done. I think I'll do some decorative edges on this one though too. At the very least, I think I'll round them. It's kind of nice to have these. Thank you, Serena, who sent them to me. Serena is my business coach. And she sent them to me, which was nice of her. She said, I have all these things and I'm not using them. She said, I'll send them to you. She was trying to downsize her craft stash. I'm like, that would be awesome. And I am getting good use out of them, Serena. Look at how pretty that is. Such a small little detail, but it's kind of pretty. Okay. I haven't used this one yet, I don't think. Let's try it. I don't think I've used this. She sent me this one too. Oh, that is easy breezy, lemon squeezy to pull. Let's do the other side since. Dang, I'm getting all corner happy here. Well, I feel like I have to do them all now. Is that it? Like you do one, do you feel like you got to do all of them? This one is really easy to hold. Let's try the large and see what that looks like. It has small, medium, and large corner. Dang, this one is so easy. Catamaru Pro, if anybody's wondering. All right, since I did all that, I'm going to go over here. Here's our book. Oh, I got some strings hanging out. Okay, see what's happening here? See that pink? It's going to really stick out from the book. Let me show you. Before we go cornering all those edges, look. See the pink, how it sticks out so far? I'm going to trim that down a little. That is a book page. The reason it's so far out from all the others is it's because it's closest to the middle of this very thick signature. So there are a lot of pages and half of them are cardstock that come before this one. And so it's just sticking out a tish. I think I'm going to just sliver off a little bit of that so it doesn't stick out so far. It's not the end of the world. Usually I don't bother, but I don't know why. Like I feel like, oh, it's kind of sticking out too far for my taste. So I'm going to take a sliver of those two sides out. And then let's see if that made a difference. It's not the very center, but it's closest to. Yeah, way better. Way better. Okay, now let's check on rounding some of these pages while I'm doing decoratives. I'm not going to do the book pages for sure. I'm going to leave those plain. Let me just do this cardstock right here. Anybody have any graduation gift ideas? High school graduation gift ideas for, I think the majority of these kids are heading off to college. When we were talking about it this morning, I said to Landon, like, you don't necessarily want to ask for room organization stuff, although you're going to need that when you get to your dorm room to figure out how to keep all your stuff in a small space. But you can't figure that out, what you need, until you get to see the dorm room. So I don't feel like, although they need it, it's not something that can be bought until you see the room. I like the idea of getting the girls something like a piece of jewelry that's like commemorative, like a bracelet with a charm for her graduation or a necklace with the charms. But I'm trying to rack my brain what to get these kids for graduation. You have this corner rounder, Ruth, and you love it. It's easy. It's easy as all heck to use. You love all the tools, Ruth. Where do you store it all? That's the question. You must have a big room, huh? Amazon gift cards, that is actually a good idea because it's easy. It can get delivered right to wherever they are. You're right about that. You're right about that. That is, and they have just about everything you could possibly need, including food and medicines if they needed Tylenol or like whatever they needed. Yeah, is your craft room pretty big? Okay, here's where we are. We've got the signatures already. What time is it? It's noon already. So I've been live for an hour. What I want to do, I have the 2 signatures are going to get sewn into this 1-inch binding. I don't want this to be seen, and I don't want this to be seen. So those are definitely getting covered. I have to leave this because it's part of the book. It's part of the story, so I can't cover the inside book on the back. I do want to cover this, and I want to cover it on the outside. I think I had pulled a few pieces of fabric that may match for that, for covering that, but let's just take a peek because I got to figure out what am I going to cover this with. I had pulled like this red cardstock that I have left over. That would fit there great. It matches. That's actually the feather is red. The feather in Peter Pan's cap is red. So that would match great there. And then for this side, that's going to stay. For this side, this isn't quite big enough unless the fabric, here's the perforated edge on this, unless the fabric is going to cover that. Like if I had a fabric that would extend beyond that, like I have this big strip that one of you sent me, and it kind of matches, and it's kind of whimsical and fun. So if I could get this, and when I put it on, if it's going to cover that in the front, yeah, it would just make it. It would just make it. I think all of these are the same width, which is 2.5 inches. Yeah. So this I can definitely use here. Or on the inside here, I also pulled out, where is it? I pulled out some washi tape that had a butterfly on it. I thought it was so pretty. Hold on, girls. I'm going to put this aside. Yeah, it's right here. Oh, I don't like it with the red, though. It just covers that nicely, and it's not going to cover up the words of the story. But I don't like the red with it. I'll make some decisions here so that I know. Look at this golden yellow, orangey color. There's some of that in the butterfly. So that would work there. And I think it's the right size. I can have that perforated edge underneath the washi tape and just cover this up like that. I think that would be pretty. So that's what I'm going to do on the inside. And I probably, what I'm trying to figure out is, will I wrap this, if I put this on the outside, bear with me girls, if I put this on the outside, will I wrap any of it? I actually like that too. Maybe that's what I'll do. Just use that, and then the washi tape can go somewhere else in the book. I'm going to keep it aside because I like it for the book with the butterfly wings, like Peter Pan flies. Get it? I think I'll end up wrapping this all the way around because I really like the color. Yes, that's what we're going to do. All right, so I can cut a piece of paper to cover this and a piece of paper to cover the back because I know that this is going to make up for that little bit of length there that's a little bit short. I think that's going to cover that. Okay. I don't know how far I'm going to get. I'm going to do just a few more minutes. I'm going to cut this right there. And then I can glue this down. I think I am going to, all right, so here's my other decision. Am I going to sew these in first and then cover all the waxed thread? Or do I want to put this all together and then put these in and have the thread shown from the outside? It's easier to make these decisions before you get gluing stuff down because you can't go back once you've made them. I kind of like when the thread shows because to me it shows that it's a homemade book. So I guess I'll go with that. I have a lot of stuff hanging out here that's just kind of in my way. I'm taking up room and taking up mind space. I want to get right to the tippity tip edges here. I don't want the edges poking off at all, so I'm most going to make sure that I get the edges. My fingers are going to get glue on it. There's no way around that. Okay, I can kind of slide this. I want it to just be exactly where the paper that's, I want it to just hide the paper that's underneath. And I do still want to see the blue around the edges. I don't want that to disappear. Perfection. Okay, I got to do the same thing here. Hold on, girls. I'm trying to find, what did I decide on here? The red is bigger. I have more of the red than I have of the green. And that'll work out just fine because he's got the little red cap there. So I'm gonna, if I can, I'm gonna cover that tape. It'll just reinforce things. So I am going to cover that tape a little bit. And I'll cut here. And I will cut right, I don't mind if the yellow shows a little bit. All the way around, just like I did on the inside. I am so messy when I work, you guys. I just throw things aside when I'm done with them with no semblance of order. I don't know. How do you guys create? It's so messy. I'm so messy. Like I don't have a system. I just throw stuff aside any which direction. And so then I end up with stuff all over the place. That's probably not the best way to do it. But it's my way. Okay, this is going to go right there. And I want to be able to see that little bit of yellow. I see a little bit of a pencil mark there. But if I flip it over, I won't see it. Okay. If I put anything away, right, like if I actually put stuff back where I got it, I would have so much more space on my table than what I do. For some reason, I feel like I can't see all of your comments. Oh, there we go. Almost finished redoing my room. I'll post pictures when I'm done. Is your craft room like, tell us a little bit about it. Do you have a window in your craft room? Is it like an old bedroom or like a spare bedroom? Was it an office at one point? Is it like I know some people who, like when their kids move out, you can like say, okay, I'm going to deem my downstairs living room is going to become my craft room, because you can, because you have the space. I'm digging out extra glue. I can see that there's bits of glue in here. I want to clean that out before it dries. Okay, got it. I told Landon, so both of my boys have their own bedroom, and I told Landon, well, we were talking to Gannon. Landon's room is bigger than Gannon's. And I don't know what came up, if he was talking about getting a new chair for his room or something. He's like, I really don't have room for it. And I said, well, you can move into your brother's room when he leaves. And I said it as a joke. I did not mean it. I think I feel more sentimental about that than my kids do. I said, no, Landon, I would never give your room away. You're just going to college. You're going to be home for the holidays, and there'll probably be some weekends that you want to come home if there's something, Gannon has something going on that you want to take part in. I'm not going to just make your room something else just yet. All right. So I'm kind of holding it and just using these fingers while I hold most of the paper up to line it up the way I want it. And then when you drop it down, it should all drop right into place. I want to be able to see that yellow. I'll hold it up real close to the camera so you can see. I want to be able to see that yellow all the way around because I want to keep it as colorful. It's a kid's book. I want to keep it as colorful as possible. Just like I did in here where I can see the blue all the way around. Okay, now I would be ready to cover it with the fabric. So let me figure this part out. I will not want any seam on the outside. If I'm gonna have a seam, it's gonna be on the inside, right? So that it's hidden. So like right here, I would cut it. I wanna have a little bit of an overage. I'm eyeballing it, girls. I'm not using anything to be super precise here. As you can see, I have to make sure that it covers everything nicely on this side, right? I gotta cover all that brown. So what I would, if I want it right in the middle, what I would do is finger press the center of this piece of paper, piece of fabric, fold it in half, finger press. That tells me where my center is. And if I center that on the front, then when I flip it over, I should have it centered in the middle, right? And if I just glue this down, I actually, it's a little wonky. This paper comes more over here, and then I have tape here. So again, if you want the center, you would finger press that way, and then you'll know about where to line it up to make sure that it's centered. I'm going to lose part of his hand. It appears. It's already gone anyway. It's under the tape. It's going to be like that. Almost finished redoing my room. Oh, you didn't say anything else yet about it, Ruth. What are you doing to your room when you say refinishing it? What do you got going? I'm going to use maybe a silicone spreader, and I'm going to spread the glue onto the fabric. I think that will be easier. I think I'm going to clip the fabric up here so that it doesn't move on me, so I don't lose my spot like of where I'm going to be gluing it. And since it's clipped, let's just do a double check. Oh, look, we have to make sure we cover everything. That would be a bad position for it because it would not cover everything. Unclip. If it lands here, it's covering everything it needs to on the inside, but I better double check my outside. Yep, it covers everything. Oh, it's a good thing I checked, right? Now it's covering everything that it needs to. Okay. I was going to put the glue on the fabric, but I don't think I have that luxury right now. I think I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. It's going to get real wet. It would be a lot easier to put it on the fabric, seriously, because then you don't have to wonder, did I go too far onto the book? You'll know that you're within the boundaries of the fabric, but it's a little hard to do when it's connected to the book by a clip. And I only want to do a little at a time. I don't want to do the whole thing at once because I need some work time to get it pushed down and nicely aligned. So if I laid out the fabric in its entirety and put glue all over it, it takes too long. I'd lose my work time. Okay, this is working out okay. Now the glue that I'm putting on here is going to translate to the other side. You see this is going to be on the inside, the bulk of that. So we're going to take it to this point. I don't want to super pull on it. Like I don't want to stretch it really far because then it's just going to be stretched, right? But see, now I have glue on the other side of this, so I need to bring it around. I got some glue on my desk, so let me wipe that before I put this down. I don't want to pull too hard on the fabric. I just want it to lay nicely. If you pull real hard, it's going to stretch back after it glues. That is so cute. That is so cute. And it's going to have a nice cover up here. I love that. I have to make a decision. I either need to fold it and let it dry, or I need to keep it flat and let it dry. But the in-between, what's going to happen is you get these bubbles that look horrible when it's opened. Not that anybody's going to be looking at it from... Once it's open, they're not going to be looking at this edge probably. But if you keep flipping back and forth, you're going to keep getting those bubbles. So you just have to let it sit and let it dry. And then you can keep going. So I'm going to leave this to dry. I've got the glue up to this point. I'm going to let that dry, and I just need to leave it flat. And then once it's dry, I can keep on with my gluing. I got to do this little bit. In fact, I might just do that little bit now so that this whole side is dry at the same time. I'm going to go to right to the edge of this book on this side, like that. And then just let this sit and dry. There are my grooves. Okay, so this will be a to be continued. I'll probably do it again next Friday. What I would like to do, like I said here on YouTube, instead of, I stopped working on the Junkie Junk Journal on Fridays at 11 because I didn't want you guys to get bored of that project. I will continue that project and I'll keep posting the videos here on YouTube. I'll probably do another one this weekend. So it'll be like part 14. We've done a lot in that book. But because it was part 14 coming up, I just thought it's time to do something else on a Friday, just to give you something else, you know, so it's not such a mundane thing every Friday. So every Friday at 11, I'm keeping with that as a live or a live premiere video. So next week we'll continue on with the Peter Pan book, but I do need to give that time to dry in the meantime. I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed weekend. I hope it's real good. I hope you're feeling better. If you're not feeling good right now, I hope you get to feeling better. Oh man, I want that for you and for me. So I hope we're all having a good, healthy, safe, and fun weekend. Do something pretty. Make something pretty that brings your heart joy. Do something creative that makes your heart sing. Even if it's just 10 minutes in a sketchbook while you're watching TV. You know, if you're not feeling good. I've been doing a lot of that lately. So grab a sketchbook and some pencils and just keep that right close by in your most comfy chair that you use to rest. That way you get to do something creative even when you're resting. Love you, girls. Have a blessed weekend. Oh, Ruth's been slow stitching. Good job, girl. All right, now I'm trying to figure out how to end the live because this screen is